And we're being brought to you today by the Weed Squad St. Louis. Go to theweedsquad.com for your medicinal information today, as well as stopping by their location at 8088 Watson Road. Also being brought to you by NextCore. Powered by NextCore, this is my NextCore. Go to thenextcore.com for more information today. Everybody got their coffee ready? Okay, here we go. It is Fist Pump Friday, and I'm excited. Feeling good this Friday. Really, I'm feeling good. The weather is nice. All things feeling good. Got a pretty decent show lined up for you today. We're going to get into a little Major League Baseball, a little baseball talk, a little WNBA, a little gymnastics, and a little bit of Mary J. Blige. But before we get into all of that, I have to say something that I have to give shout outs and props out there to a lot of people that I never paid attention to before, not since I was a kid. People that do yard work, do their own yard work. I have the utmost respect for you out there. I really do. After a heck of a day yesterday, I look at yard work totally different today. The next time I'm walking down the street or past somebody doing their own yard work, instead of me saying, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm going to say, "Hey, would you like some help?" That is a dedication. But you got to have the right setup when you're doing your own yard work. You got to have the right music, the right tools, the right refreshments. And you got to have a shade break area in your own yard. And you got to have all those right there, like set up ergonomically so you can have the right path going to get everything done at a time that matters. But what a day it was yesterday. you know, I haven't been this sore since, man, it's been some years, but I remember being this sore from playing ball. When you get that break and you hadn't played in a few weeks or a few months in the off season, that first tournament back, the body is sore. It's pretty much like if a woman in her 30s hooks up with an 18-year-old hung down there by his kneecap. Yeah, she's not feeling good the next day. It's like a guy in his 40s hooking up with an 18-year-old in his car. She gonna put it on him. That's how my body feel right now. We gonna get out the way. But here we go. Let's get on into it on this Fist Pump Friday. And I want to know right there, what Major League Baseball has set up for us, I think is a golden opportunity to bring more fans into this sport. It's going to be an unprecedented season. Things we've never heard of at all. We're going to see stats out of nowhere. It's going to be comparisons to who did what and who did this. Okay, bring it on. But here's one thing I can't forget about. It's like that little kid in movies that we've seen, people we've grown up with. We know people that think like this. I've done everything I was supposed to do. I went to school. I went to church. I waited to the right age to start drinking. I went to college. I got a job. I started a family. I bought a house. But things still are not going my way. What am I doing wrong? That's how the Dodgers feel. Are they built to win? Are the LA Dodgers built to win? As a Cardinal fan, I got to look at this Dodgers thing as that kid that things never go their way, even though they're doing the right thing. The last 3 years, the LA Dodgers have to be pissed. They have to be absolutely pissed. At one point, the Dodgers had everything but that clutch hit, that go-to playmaker. They had that problem. They always had the starting pitching. Then they went and got some middle relief. They went and got some bullpen help. Then they went and got some runners. They went and got some defensive help. They went and got some hitters on both corners, which is hard to do. They found guys who know how to come through in the moment, just not after the sixth inning, but guys that are exciting from the first to the fifth inning, and then the team has to figure it out from there. Watching the Dodgers grow and this thing get built right up on our nose has been really exciting to watch for me. But they have to be pissed off at the Houston Astros. They got to be pissed off at Major League Baseball. I don't think they're playing with a chip on their shoulder. They're going to play with a fucking chunk on their shoulder this year. And if the Dodgers don't win at all, who's to blame? Injuries is the only thing that can get in the way. Or coronavirus, if they shut this damn thing down. But if Major League Baseball can make it through this whole process here of preseason, the regular season, and the postseason, this could be it. If the Dodgers don't make it to the postseason, if the Dodgers don't make it to the World Series, if the Dodgers don't win the World Series, we're going to watch a team break down on national television. The past 3 years, I cannot imagine being a Dodger fan. I can imagine being a Dodger player. I mean, look how close Kershaw has been. The Ashton Kutcher of Major League Baseball. I pointed out my oddities on Kershaw about 3 years ago. If you turn the volume down and you watch any Major League Baseball game, like I'm watching Korean baseball right now, Clayton Kershaw gives off a slight hesitation. He's tipping his pitches. That's when I had said, hey, if I'm the Dodgers and I make it to the postseason, Clayton is going to middle relief. That's the only way. Because late in the game, they're not used to that hitch now. It's too late. But you start him off in the game in postseason, I guarantee by that fifth inning, we're going to be saying, let's get that bullpen up and running. Let's go, let's go. Speaking of bullpens, with this shortened schedule, now coaches, the camera and the clock is going to be on you guys. You Major League Baseball coaches out there that had all the excuses on why you can't get it done. Now we're going to see what the problem is. Is it the coaching philosophy or is it the players? That's going to be the beautiful thing right there. But are the Dodgers built to win this thing? I mean, they are absolutely pissed. Let's face it. The Astros stole a World Series from the Dodgers. And Major League Baseball said, don't do that again. Don't you dare do that again, Major League Baseball. You guys don't do that again. Really? Okay, gotcha. So imagine the mentality of the Dodgers right now as we're about to approach this season. They're going to come out attacking, I hope swinging. But it won't mean a thing if they don't win that ring at all. And here's what Major League Baseball really, really needs in this shortened season, in this asterisk season right now. They need the Dodgers to face the Angels. They need the Dodgers in the World Series, and they need Mike Trout in the World Series. Damn the postseason, Mike Trout needs to be in the World Series. A Major League Baseball going to be like this. There's a whole lot of money over there going to waste. What are we going to do? That's what I'm saying. But it's Fist Pump Friday, Fired Up Friday, Fireball Friday, Fried Chicken Friday. On this beautiful Friday morning, I'm sore as hell, but I feel good. What you got this morning, Dre? Got another one great for you here. In baseball, there's some guys you just love to see swing the bat, whether it's today or yesteryear. From Griffey, Will the Thrill, Rafael Palmeiro, Mickey Tettleton, Tony Gwynn. On the other side of the plate, you got Gary Sheffield, Cal Ripken, Albert Pujols. I mean, this is, you see the trend I'm going here with? Left-handed hitters versus right-handed hitters. I don't know if you guys have the Major League Baseball Network, but they have seemed to get some things together ever since they showed us that slow-mo camera. They have breaking the thing down. Imagine going to work every day and you get to play your favorite sport at work, on television, while wearing a suit or a casual outfit. That's how I feel about my man Gary Williams on the Golf Channel and about everybody on the Major League Baseball Network. Whether you're a player, as a pitcher, or a hitter, you get to show off your skills at work, whether you're still in the game or retired years ago. Major League Baseball gets it done. So the other day they had a show about hitting. Not just the swing, but the art of the left-handed hitters. What makes the left-handed hitter so special? Is it the fact of the way they're swinging looks so graceful? It's so at ease. On the right-hand side, it's the power. It's all that involved, you know. That's the first thing they say about right-handed hitters is the power. But on left-handed hitters, they want to break down the mechanics. Now, Miggy of Detroit Tigers and Pujols, every time they swing, they stop and they look for that L shape. That is the perfect swing stance, is that power contact, according to Major League Baseball. So what they did, everybody that's a left-handed batter, they hit the button and it made them appear they were right-handed batters. Oh my goodness. You talking about getting your popcorn ready. It was an ingenious idea. It was a beautiful presentation of what they did, and to hear people on what they did as a left-handed hitter and batter in Major League Baseball for as their tools when they got to the plate, or right-handed batters like Gary Sheffield had a very interesting bat grip. But Gary Sheffield, as he explains, he never really grabbed the bat really tight, because throughout Little League, you taught to line your knuckles up. You know, they had those lines on the bat. You line your knuckles up. You get the writing right there to face you. And you put that elbow up. And you grab that bat as tight as possible. Then we found out as you get older that was fucking wrong. That's wrong. So to hear Sheffield say, when he first made it to Major League Baseball, playing for the San Diego Padres, they tried to make him a leadoff hitter and to push the ball to the right side. But when he was in minor league ball between AA and AAA, he hit 44 home runs. So the power surge was there for Gary Sheffield. So he said he took that as an insult, and he got to killing the ball. But his grip, he said when the pitcher got here with the ball, here, baseball, he could tell what type of pitch it was going to be, and he would then get ready to grip the bat. But it was a beautiful breakdown. It was like poetry, man. All these guys on Major League Baseball, I can hear them talk baseball all damn day long. I mean, it's not just about winning. It's the technique, getting over the difficulties of the game, understanding the task at hand. How do you know you're part of a team that's about to go on a pennant run? That mid-season talk, when you get that young hotshot in there, think he know every damn thing, but he really has not even played in a Major League Baseball game yet. That's what I love about that show right there. Good morning to you guys, and thanks for tuning in. Just thought we would talk some baseball this morning. Why not? We're getting real close to America's pastime. It's your first time tuning in. Thank you again, but there's several ways to listen to the show. We're on social media. We have a page on Facebook, Who's to Blame, Instagram, Who's to Blame the Podcast, Twitter, at W2B Dre Montez. And we also have a website, whostoblame.com. I would like to thank all of my small business advertisers out there here in downtown Belle Vegas. We have Rogers Place, Pour 322, located at 322 East Main, Tavern on Main, Margaritas on Main, the Lincoln Movie Theater, the Office Lounge, 7 Bar and 7 Sushi Bar, Cosmic Comics and Collectibles, CNC Food for Your Soul, located at 1926 East Main, as well as Bigfoot Comics, R&R Services, SIP, Southern Illinois Independent Placement. Don't forget, when I post the show on Facebook, to hit hashtags. It will take you to all of the sponsors that are part of the show. So thank you guys again. All right. Hey, what's up, good people? Thanks for tuning in. I see you on there. All right, next we got coming up here. This one here is a tough one here on me. I had a difficult time when I saw this story on what it really means. You know, with a name like Dre, as a kid, everybody wanted to play along. Am I Dr. Dre? No, I'm not a doctor, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. But since this coronavirus came out, we're learning more and more about, as far as people with medical deficiencies out there. You know, what does this mean for them? You know, if you're asthmatic or diabetic or whatever your ailment may be, there's been some provisions out there for you, especially if you are an athlete. You know, there's a lot of precautions out there. So a young lady that I became a big fan of when I heard about her about to attend the University of Connecticut. Her name was Elena Delle Donne, and she was an incredible basketball player. But she had an interesting story, unique love with her sibling, her little sister. So she gets a scholarship to go to UConn. I mean, there's Gino. I mean, that's the house that Gino built. Come on now. This young lady walks off campus in the middle of the night. Never heard from again at UConn. But now, she put the past behind her, got it together. Now she's a WNBA professional basketball player. Got over the humps and heels throughout her WNBA career. Won the MVP last year. Also, her team won the WNBA championship. But Elena Delle Donne has a medical issue. She has Lyme disease. She takes 64 pills a day. Think about that. So last week, medical officials, her doctor the past 9 years got together. Hey, I don't think this is a good thing for you to play during this coronavirus. I think you need to sit this out. The WNBA gets their own team of physicians together and say, no. You can play. It's okay. You're fine. Your condition will be fine out here to play. Lyme disease? Nobody even still knows what that is about. Hasn't even been properly diagnosed as long as it's been out. Has not even been properly diagnosed. Her own physician she's had for 9 years told her, hey, I don't think this is a good idea. But the WNBA decides to put their own team together. They tell this young lady, hey, either you play. If you don't play, we're not going to pay you. So I'm just saying, with the WNBA and its average attendance, being a women's sport, as popular as a name that she is, being an WNBA player, winning MVP, and her team is the returning WNBA champions, doesn't that sound like we need her to get people in the seats? See, that's right there where I draw the line. When the owners are thinking about the money instead of the players. This sounds like a financial situation for the WNBA instead of a caring about my players situation. A lot of people have chimed in on this throughout social media. If this was a male NBA player, I don't know, LeBron James, Chris Paul, Kawhi not Leonard, would they press the issue for them to play? Think about that. Who's to blame on that? Again, that's an interesting story. Again, I don't know that much about the medical world, but that doesn't sound right to me. An unquestionable disease been out for so long, they still don't know how to properly diagnose it. And this is a rare disease. He's taking 64 pills a day, but she will not probably be affected by coronavirus if she goes out and play basketball. Oh my God, Houston, we have more than a problem on that one right there. That is kind of a hard pill to follow right there. I mean, that is when I first heard this story, I was like, no, this got to be a misprint. Let me hear the actual interview again. So I hear the interview, and I'm looking at Elena Delle Donne's eyes. And the emotion that she wanted to show to us on television, she couldn't. She wants to maintain a professional athlete. She wants to maintain that she's a strong female athlete in support of her athletic career. But at the same time, her health concerns got to be out there. So she told the interviewer, hey, I have to talk to my wife about this. We got to figure this thing out here. You're not in this thing alone, young lady. We got you back here. This is Who's to Blame with your boy, Dre Montez. And we've talked about Major League Baseball so far. Are the Dodgers really ready for this? And hitting in baseball, who do you like more, the left-handed hitter or the right-handed hitter? They both bring something to the game. One is a little bit more natural, one is a little bit more power. But the Dodgers have shown us them lefties can do it too. They can drive the ball deep. That's what she said. I'm on this female kick right now, so go with me. I think the very first time I even paid attention to women's gymnastics, when I heard the name Nadia Comaneci when I was a young kid, I just loved that name at the time. Just loved that name. Her and Mikhail Baryshnikov became real good friends. White Knights, Gregory Hines. Fast forward, 1984 Olympics. That smile, that little old lady, Mary Lou Retton, came in everybody's house. But behind the scenes, there was a gymnastics coaching going on, phenomenon, so to speak. Bella Caroli was putting together an interesting program that will be talked about for decades past and decades moving forward, considering everything behind the scenes. So the documentary Heavy Metals is coming out, and it's detailing what broke down from 1984 up to 1996, and then it picks up after that, and it's showing you how USA Gymnastics first got on the scene, how big it became, and who's going to be our savior, who's going to get us over the hump. As Simone lady put on the show for the U.S. Olympic team. I mean, you're talking about some goats on the gymnastics floor. Check out this documentary. I mean, wow. But when all this winning is going on, nobody's paying attention behind the scenes. When you're winning, nobody is paying attention. See, while we're shut down right now, there's so much investigative work going on in sports. Oh my goodness, so much investigative stuff in sports is being done while we're shut down right now. So folks getting their issue off right now. We're gonna get some truth to light here in the next few weeks about what happened in NCAA football. Yeah, Michigan State, you're not off the hook yet. Yeah, you're not off the hook. Yeah, we're gonna find out about that. Yeah, we're gonna get all up in there. They're gonna release the full report on the whole cheating incident in Major League Baseball. Not this little glitz and piece of shit. It's about to come out. And also the HBCU scandals that have been going on with the misappropriation of funds about the kids trying to get into HBCUs. That story is about to break as well. But the one about the U.S. gymnastics team, all that winning, and nobody was paying attention to what was going on behind the scenes. You're going to appreciate this documentary in more ways than one. And Simone Biles, you go, girl. You go, girl. Footnote, I had the chance to meet. I actually met Bela Karolyi back in 95, 96 here in Kirkwood, Missouri. That's where I met Bela Karolyi at. But check out that documentary if you get a chance. Speaking of checking out something, where all my Netflix people at? Raise your hand. All my Netflix people. There you go. All right, I hear you, Netflix. I got you. Speaking of I hear you, you can also get a hold of the podcast on wherever you listen to your podcast. Just type in Who's to Blame, Dre Montez. But if you can't find it there, on Anchor, SoundCloud, Spotify, Podbean, iTunes as well, and Google Play Music. You can check us out on there as well. To other great sponsors in downtown St. Louis and historic Soulard, we have Game 6 Honky Tonk Joint, BB's Jazz, Blues, and Soups, as well as Barbecue Madman, my dude. Check out that barbecue sauce, a dry rub, or barbecue sauce to your local grocer. Just check him out. Barbecue Madman. And historic Soulard, you got Great Grizzly Bear. All State Insurance, Jim and Julie Price. All you golf cart people, get them things insured out there. The Wood Shack, Hammerstones, 9th Street Deli at Howard's, as well as Physique Fitness, 8 Always Torn, Ballpark Shuttle, North America. Sorry. Wow, what a hit. ECAB, Electric Cab of North America, as well right there for you. You got all your folks right there taking care of you right there. Small business, it works. Keep it going. Love the support out there. But my Netflix people. Maybe I'm late on seeing this, but I just watched it recently. The Umbrella Academy. Mary J. Blige can do it all. She can not only be the queen of hip hop, she can not only jump to different genres of music, but now on the small screen, on the big screen, Mary J. is very versatile. And watching this series, The Umbrella Academy, I think Mary J. can fight Vivica from Kill Bill, and Mary J. whoop her ass. Mary J. put on a show in this Netflix series, The Umbrella Academy. It's an interesting story. Very interesting story. I don't want to spoil it for you. I want you to check it out for yourself. And it's kind of relevant for what's going on now. How kids are always blaming their parents for their failures and miscues, not understanding life because they're blaming their parents for their miscues and life issues, not want to move forward in their life because they are blaming their parents and everybody else for their own fuck-ups. But then when they finally get it, then they love their parents. Then they finally now they see the big picture. It's one of those type of damn series, but it's still pretty good. It also has, I want to put it this way. She's typecast, but she's a very interesting actress. Ellen Page. Every fucking movie she plays in, she plays the same role. low self-esteem. It takes somebody else to bring it out of her. In every character, she gets mad that she didn't know who she was, but should have known the whole damn time. But I still like Ellen Page. She's in there as well. In any movie, television show, commercial, you show me an animal talking, I'm watching. There's a monkey in here that wears a suit. It's one of those TV, you're going to be like this. That's a monkey talking. Listen, this show is good. Good dialogue, great actors. The action is right there. Beautiful storyline. But the most impressive thing I got out of this was Mary J. Blige's fighting style. And also, she did a remake of the Rolling Stones song in there. I don't want to spoil it for you. Two of my favorite artists have done a remake of the Rolling Stones. One has been Musiq Soulchild, and now Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Blige did her thing in the Umbrella Academy. Did her thing in the Umbrella Academy. I'm like, wow. Couldn't believe it. But beautiful, beautiful storyline. And the last thing here I want to bring up here, I heard this conversation walking by in downtown Belleville by a table at Tavern on Main. And I was a slow walker because I'm eavesdropping at the same time. It was a parent. It was two parents and a kid there. And the discussion was about sports. Should the kid play? Does the kid want to play? Or they want to force him to play? That is what's going on right now. You can't play sports the way it was done in the 50s. You can't play the way it was done in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. It has changed right now. There's a lot more instructions and learning even before you actually physically play the game, due to what we've learned about athletes when they get in trouble, when they come from a troubled background, when they come from a toxic environment and try to play sports and they get out there and they take advantage of it in the wrong way. That's what we've learned from sports from 1995 and I say to 2005. They learned that little 10-year gap. Hey, let's change the way we're presenting sports to kids and to parents. If you don't believe me, see the next time you go to a Little League game, see what happened to a parent that yelled at the umpire. See, when I played Little League, oh my God, they'd have called the FBI on my mom. But parents, now you got to sit there and clap. Every kid plays. You get team participation trophies right now. You got to get out there and earn it. So you got to put all that together as you're presenting the idea of your kids want to have an extracurricular activity, and you introduce the world in the game of sports to them. You got to ease into it, because if you force a kid into it, it could end in a very bad way. Oh my goodness. You got to let them come to you and say, hey, I want to play sports. I want to do that because, hey, league fees are expensive. The equipment is through the roof. You got to get an actual expense account for your child if you want them to play sports. And you got to bring that child over here. If they can understand a smartphone, they can understand the damn expense account. So don't give me that. Oh, he too young. She wouldn't understand that, but she can fucking operate that smartphone. Get on over here. Let me show you how much money this is going to cost. Either you in it or not. That's how you got to break it down to them. You got to stop saying, I'm going to do this for my baby. I want her to play. Okay. You'll be broke. But presenting sports to your kids, let's do it the right way. So I think we covered it right there, good people. I'm with Atlanta Deladon. Let's sit down and think about making his return at WNBA. I want you to do this thing with a health is conscious thought here, young lady, because 64 pills a day to play ball, no pun intended, but that's a hard pill to swallow right there for me. It really is. Check out that Major League Baseball Network, kids, especially all my baseball coaches out there. You will learn something as they teach back to your kids. Nice little, you can feedback with it. You can get really involved, especially with the Zoom and the live streaming right now to my baseball coaches out there. Let's get it in. Speaking of getting it in baseball, this Sunday. Thank you, Fox 2 News in St. Louis. Thank you so much for this story. As a person that's legally blind with a condition called LHON and former baseball and competitive softball player, they got a beat ball tournament going on in Mascoutah Sunday morning at 9 a.m. I'm going. I want to check this thing out. I don't want to play, but I want to coach. So I want to check this thing out, see if I can put my little input on it. But I want to thank you guys for tuning into the show. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the day. Attack the day. And stay safe out there. And thanks again for listening. Don't forget to pick up the book of the month, Red Zone, by international best-selling author Luke Murphy. My man Calvin Waters up to something again. It's a Netflix mystery in your hand. Has it all intangibles you need in a good book to curl up on the beach, in the hammock, or in the room, or locked in the bathroom while the kids are crying, looking for you. Enjoy.